Hey y'all, the seating position in the Offroad Design truck is not 6-foot friendly, like at all. So I'm gonna fix that. I'm 6'3", and regular cab life is, it's cozy. But we're gonna make a couple of adjustments. The brackets underneath these Suburban seats, these are Suburban seats from the same generation as this truck. It sure looks like there's about a half, maybe 3/8 of an inch that we can adjust out, like draw a new bracket and be able to get this seat just a little bit lower, maybe a little bit farther back. Then I think that, you can really maximize the comfort that's available in here. But it's a regular cab. It's just tight. It's just tight, but we need to make as much room as we can because Steven's gonna be right there and I'll be here. And anyway, two tall guys in a little truck. I'm gonna pull this passenger seat and study its brackets and see if I can draw up a new design. So these are the brackets that we're going to take off. You can see that there's a cutout on one side that these guys made. It's got a lot of good features in it. I think there's these slots. We're going to maintain those, but basically I'm just going to take this as it is and I'm going to transfer it to paper. I seem to do everything at this table. This is just where I like to work, but wherever you are most comfortable sitting down with a piece of paper to draw things out, that's where you want to do this kind of measuring. Now, my objective is really to take some of the measurement tools that I've got, get a picture of what these are down on paper, and then we will go to the computer. There's something about writing it down that really helps my brain understand the design. Part of all this is knowing how your brain best processes information. So you might do this a different way, which is totally cool. I just like pencil and paper. And so I'm just gonna create a quick sketch of the plates, the base plate and the top, and I'm just gonna mark where the holes are. And this doesn't have to be to scale. You can do all that later. Now, these existing brackets are a good design. They're just too tall. All I really need to do is make them shorter. My plan here is to sketch the bracket as is and to shorten the side height when I go to draw it on the computer. I often use my ID or credit card for a straight edge. Like, it's always in my pocket and it has a built-in right angle. This doesn't have to be a perfect sketch. In fact, don't worry about it. I will often draw something more than once to kind of clean up what is. The first version is usually like notes, and then the second version is something cleaner so that I can read it better later. Because sometimes there's like a day or a couple of hours between doing this effort and then getting in there on the computer, because I just don't like to go inside and get on the computer when I could be out here working. Just don't be afraid to draw this thing as many times as you need to. When I did all this work, I was using a value CAD software called BinTech. It's great for planning complex tubing bins and actually has a sheet metal module that I got pretty good with. But I've since converted to using Autodesk Fusion 360 for reasons that I'll make clear. Most CAD programs, they start you in a 2D view and you set points and connect them with the lines, and that forms a profile of a 3D object. That's basically what I did in this view. You can see round holes are converted to slots for more lateral adjustment, and I added locating tabs for the welded edge. You see, my redesign is about a ½ inch shorter overall, and well, that makes it all pretty compact at the skinny end, so one bend can be made at a press brake, while the other has to be welded. Now in Fusion, you can sketch all this in a single view. It's super easy. BinTech requires you to draw components in the varying modules and export those to an assembly view. And that's where things get a little onerous. But look, don't get me wrong, I still use BinTech for anything related to tubing, like the roll cage for the charger, but everything else is now in Fusion. Well, I didn't have to wait too long to get these things back. But as you can tell, I kept myself busy. You can see I've got the little fit-up tabs, so I imagine each one of these fit-up locations eventually being a tack weld. Like, you have all this extra material, you have these two knobbies that are sitting next to each other, and you can take the TIG, like I'm going to, and you can just zap that thing just with some high amps, and you don't even need filler material, so you can do this fit-up one-handed. Remember, those folks use nitrogen for their laser, so that creates nearly a weld-ready edge. So all I do is tack it, brush it, wipe it down with acetone, and I'm ready to weld. Something I screwed up on. Because I did this in 2D mode, exclusively, I did not think ahead to the 3D assembly, right? So here's a limitation, at least the way that I do it. So if you're doing this in Fusion, Fusion is innately 3D. I was doing this in 2D. and I missed taking out one of the location tabs in the middle. And so I had to, clamp the 4 plates together, put them on the mill, carve that out to match the base plate. Just the lesson being is like, laser cutting certainly didn't prevent me from making mistakes. I'm just gonna be transparent with you guys, right, when I make mistakes like that, because that's important, right? Just being honest. The other thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna put a 3-dimensional gusset on here. The plates that I took off were made of a pretty heavy material. I wanna say 3/16, which that's a lot for seat brackets. But if I put the gussets in the same place on this one, I won't be able to get tooling here into the back with the lower profile and the seat. Like, you just won't be able to get a tool back here. So we can't put a gusset on the rear part. But what we can do is a 3-dimensional gusset, which is super duper strong, right? Gussets add strength because they tie the upper lip to the lower lip, and when they're done right, they tie the corner here too, right? Prevent things from bending. A 3-dimensional gusset does that, but instead of doing it and creating a stress riser, which these are just seat brackets, right? So stress risers it's not the most important thing right now, but a 3-dimensional gusset has the advantage of being able to spread that out, right? So it takes that twisting motion, and because this diamond is going to be bent here in the middle, I can get to spread that load out. Also looks really cool. And I really like the finish of this paint. In the light, it has that stainless kind of shimmer, but in lower light, man, it is a perfect trim black, very satin, and it's just my favorite. While I was doing all of this work, I had the seats reupholstered and reshaped so that they are now proper kidney-hugging sports seats. That is a lot more comfortable. I can sit in there a lot easier. My feet are a little bit more stretched out, and when I reach the pedals, my knees are not crammed into my chest like kind of they were before. And I can wear a hat, which is kind of nice. Now the only thing I got to do next is make the Iceco fridge freezer. It's a big dual zone. It's gonna be handy for this trip. I gotta get all that set up, and then we're gonna put the traction bars on and go test this thing. And I'm excited to go and learn this particular truck. But you'll see all that here, and until next time, take good care.